In my opinion, to some extent difficult. Not very difficult, but to some extent. What is the reason? Here we see 5 questions, new model. Again you see 5 questions, new model. After that, Parajumble, not that easy. Again you see 5 questions, new model. So about 15 questions. If you are not prepared, you cannot handle. Then passage is rather easy. You should get about 7 or 8. Cloze also a short passage and goes with everyday English, should not be a problem. But these 5, the 3 models, new models, I don't know how many of you can manage. One of them is rather easy based on vocabulary. Some of them go with everyday English. So shall we start the session? So, excuse me. Questions 121 to 125, it's a completely new model. Here you see a short paragraph kind of a thing, and based on that paragraph, the questions have been given in the form of statements. Each question you see 3 statements, and you have to decide whether they are true or not true. So, what is this paragraph about? It is about using the vouchers or using the counterfoils. Which one is good, which one is not good, which one is safe, which one is risky. And there are, one is a manager, the other one a person by name Pandit, then someone's analysis. Based on that, a few questions. Now, question number 121, the writer of this paragraph is another dissatisfied customer. Has it been mentioned anywhere? So that means what? You cannot consider A. The paragraph emphasizes that counterfoils should not be used instead of vouchers. The paragraph is all about that. The paragraph is all about we should not use the counterfoils. That means what? B is correct. Tick that one. Use of counterfoils alone may not lead to any risk. It will definitely lead to risk. So that means what? This is also not correct. So based on this, what is the answer? The second option, only B is the answer. Now question number 122. Mr. Pandit complains about a delay in some transaction at his bank. Definitely, there is a complaint. So what does it mean? A is right. Mr. Pandit wants banks to make book entries on the basis of counterfoils. That's what he wants. He wants the entries to be made on the basis of not vouchers but counterfoils. That means what? B is also right. C, entries made on the basis of vouchers do not involve a risk. Is this right or wrong? Do not involve a risk. Do they involve risk or they do not involve risk? Based on vouchers. Entries made on the basis of vouchers do not involve risk. Do you think it is right or wrong? Based on the context, relatively they do not. But you cannot make a categorical statement, they do not. They are better, relatively. But you cannot say, how can you say they will not involve risk? Any process, risk is there. You cannot make a categorical statement, this will not involve risk, that will not involve risk. If that is the case, today we have the procedures, we have the rules, we have the regulations. In spite of all that, we come across scams quite often. Do you understand what I say? In spite of the procedures, the rules, the regulations, especially in the banking sector, how many scams are there? To the tune of crores of rupees. So what does it mean? This cannot be considered. It is too general a statement. Based on that, what is the answer? The first option, A and B. 1, A and B. Now question number 123. In following the correct procedure, unreasonable delays are always inevitable. Underline the word inevitable. Inevitable means what? Unavoidable. Please write the meaning. Unavoidable. This is again too general a statement. It is not a rule that if you follow the rules and regulations, things get delayed. How can you say that? It all depends on the head of the organization. It depends on the person who takes control of the entire thing. And it is not true. In my opinion, this cannot be considered. There is a problem with the key regarding this question. We'll see that later. Mr. Pandit's complaint was based on full knowledge of the banking procedure. Right or wrong? If he knew the procedure, he wouldn't have talked that way, he wouldn't have complained. Mr. Pandit's suggestion was appreciated by the bank authorities. No. So what does it mean? What is the answer here? The key says, what does the key say? First option is not right. The answer is the fifth option. None is true. None is true. You cannot say in following the correct procedure, unreasonable delays are always inevitable. Need not be. Today, if you go to the Western countries, they follow the rules and regulations, they follow the correct procedure, and they're very prompt. Nothing gets delayed. Everything happens according to the time. Prompt. You know the word prompt. Prompt means what? In time. So the first one, though it looks correct, it is not correct. So based on that, what is the answer? Not the first option. The fifth option, none is true. Now question number 124, the delay experienced by Mr. Pandit was caused by some temporary problem. Yes, that is true. B, the entries relating to Mr. Pandit's case were not done according to proper procedure. They were done according to proper procedure. That's why he was not happy. B is not right. Mr. Pandit was already aware of the proper procedure. He was not aware, that's why he insisted on using the counterfoils. That means what? This is also not correct. So based on that, what is the answer? Only A. That means the first option is the answer. Question number 125. Using counterfoils instead of vouchers is risky not only to the customer but also to the bank. That has been mentioned by the manager. Yes or no? A is right. The bank authorities were not insensitive to Mr. Pandit's complaint. This one and next one, please underline the word authorities. The branch manager paid no heed. Paid no heed means did not listen to, did not take the advice of, to the authorities' instructions. Have they used the word authorities anywhere? Have you seen the word authorities anywhere? Nowhere mentioned. That means what? B is not right, C is not right. That is misleading. So based on that, what is the answer? Only A. First option is the answer. This is again a new model. Here they have given a word, they have given a sentence so that you understand the context. Based on the context, you have to decide which word can be replaced. All the 5 questions, in my opinion, except one, easy to manage based on the context. Now we'll see the first sentence. What is the word given? Propitious. Propitious, what is the meaning? We'll see later, but we'll read the sentence first. During recession, conditions are not propitious to the development of business. This is an easy one in my opinion. Whether you know the meaning of the word propitious or not, that is not important. How is it easy? First you underline the word recession. Recession means what? Write the meaning of the word recession. Low economic activity. Low economic activity. Now let's say you know the meaning. During recession, conditions are not propitious to the development of business. Now recession is a negative thing. Then based on the sentence, do you think you have to select a positive word or a negative word? not a positive word. Now, lucky, does it go with the context? No. Please strike off the word lucky. Suspicious, does it go with a formal situation like business? No. Please remember, certain words go with formal situations, certain words go with informal situations, certain words go with effective English, and certain words go with everyday English. The word like suspicious, usually it goes with everyday English. Lucky doesn't go with business context, especially this particular sentence. Now, what is the third option? Favorable. So, recession, negative. Then business development, not favorable. Does it make sense or not? It does make sense. Hold that one. Are not fortunate. Fortunate we do not use with situations. We use with persons, organizations. Not correct. Affordable. Affordable also not correct, though it goes with business. Though the word affordable goes with business, it is not the right option. So, based on that, what is the answer? The third option is the answer. Now, let us substitute. During recession, conditions are not favorable to the development of business. It makes perfect sense. So, answer is the third option. Ephemeral. Ephemeral means what? Something that is temporary. Please make a note, temporary or quickly changing. Temporary or quickly changing. Generally, we use the word temporary. We often long to hold on to the ephemeral joy of childhood. Long to means desire to. Please underline the expression long to. What is the meaning? Desire to. Desire. D-E-S-I-R-E. We often desire to hold on to the ephemeral joy of childhood. Now, what is the meaning of the word? I said temporary. Now, let us see the options. Harmless. Does it make any sense in this context? So, we use the expression out of context or not relevant. Remarkable. Remarkable joy of childhood. That doesn't sound right. Sporadic. You should know the meaning of the word sporadic. Please write the meaning. Sporadic means scattered. Scattered. One more meaning, one more word you could write. Isolated. All the three words go with sporadic, scattered, at irregular intervals, isolated. Shall I go back to the question? So here, does it go with the context? Sporadic joy of childhood? No. Transitory. What is the meaning of the word transitory? Temporary. So what ephemeral means? Temporary. Transitory, temporary. So based on that, what is the answer? The fourth option is the answer. Heavenly is not relevant and not related to the context. So ruled out. Unsavory. Unsavory means something that is unpleasant. Please write the meaning. Unpleasant, especially related to taste and smell. Unpleasant, generally it goes with taste, smell. Unsavory. Another meaning, not acceptable, something not positive. So many democracies resort, please underline the word resort. What part of speech is the word resort in this context? It is a verb. Please underline the word resort and write verb. But generally we use the word as a noun. You know, the resort, the place where you go for entertainment or to get relaxed. That resort is different. This resort to. means to indulge in something, to involve in something, to do something. Fine. So many democracies resort to unsavory methods to control dissidents. Dissidents, underline the word dissidents. Dissidents means protest, something like protest, Protest. Revolution, also write the word revolution. So here, the first option, disagreeable, that seems right, hold that one. Coercive, write the meaning of that. Coercive means using force or threat. Please write the meaning of that word, using force or threat. Okay? But unsavory does not involve force and threat. Bribing is not relevant here. Coaxing, that means, write the meaning of that, persuade someone in a gentle manner, gradually and in a gentle manner. You persuade someone in a gentle manner or gradually. And the fifth option is cunning. That's an easy word. Now, based on this sentence, which option do you think is right? Or let me change the question, how many of you have opted the first option? That is the answer. Unsavory does not involve the force factor. So based on that, what is the answer? The first option, disagreeable, not acceptable. Another meaning of that, not acceptable. This is very difficult to make out. I said 5 out of 5, 4 are very easy. 1 is difficult, this is the one. Stonewalling, have you ever heard this word? Have you ever seen this word anywhere? A very rare expression. First you write the meaning of that. Stonewalling means refuse to communicate or refuse to cooperate. Refuse to communicate or to cooperate. Stonewalling means that. Have you copied? Yes? Now we'll see. After 2 months of stonewalling, a breakthrough came out of the blue. Please underline the word breakthrough. Breakthrough means what? Something that is a very positive result or a major development. Breakthrough means major development, usually positive. And what is, please underline, out of the blue. Write the meaning, that is an idiomatic expression. Write the meaning, from nowhere, from nowhere. Or you could also write unexpectedly, unexpectedly. There is a specific idiomatic expression, please write that one. You can have a look at the screen. This has been given in SBI many a time. Bolt from the blue. Write the meaning. Bolt from the blue means something that is unexpected. Something that is unexpected and usually negative. Usually negative. Write one example, then you understand how to use this idiomatic expression. The assassination of the Prime Minister. The assassination. You know the word assassination. Assassination means what? Killing. Usually it goes with the political leaders. When someone kills a political leader like the Prime Minister or the President, then we say assassination. The assassination of the Prime Minister came as the bolt from the blue. Came as the bolt from the blue. So what does it mean? It was unexpected, and obviously a negative thing. So here the first option is what? Trying, not related to this context. Second option, blocking, hold that one. Preventing, hold that also. Cajoling, write the meaning of that word. It also means the same. I already have got one word. What is it? Coaxing, means persuade someone. Please write the meaning. Persuade someone in a gentle manner. Persuade someone in a gentle manner. You can consider the fifth option. Fourth option is not relevant in this context. Now you have a problem. Second option, third option, fifth option. Second and third, they are negative, on the negative side. Blocking, preventing. And the fifth option talks about what? Delay. Delay because of what? There is a possibility of stonewalling. What is stonewalling? Refuse to communicate or cooperate. So that goes with the context. So based on that, what is the answer? The fifth option is the answer, delaying. This is an easy one, 130. Loopholes. If you read the newspaper regularly, you come across this word, especially any editorial or article related to the legal aspects. The legal aspects, they use the word. The loopholes in the law, a typical expression. What is it? Loopholes in the law means what? The gaps or certain provisions which can be exploited, certain negative things which can be exploited or which can be used for someone's advantage. We'll see the sentence here. There are enough loopholes in the law to raise serious doubts about it serving the intended purpose. The sentence is very clear. Now, based on that, first the sentence talks about the word loopholes, positive or negative? Negative. Now, based on that, we'll decide what to keep, what not to keep. Amendments, positive or negative? Positive, so ruled out. Vagaries, you may not know the meaning. Please write the meaning of the word vagaries. It means, I will use a singular form. Vagary means peculiar, odd. But there is a better word I would like to give. Idiosyncrasy. S is idiosyncrasy. Have you heard of this word any time? Idiosyncrasy means peculiar behavior. Every individual, at this age you may not have idiosyncrasies, but once, when people start growing old, they develop certain qualities which look very odd. We call that particular odd quality, odd behavior, idiosyncrasy. Then we say she has got, it is her idiosyncrasy. She has got a few idiosyncrasies. For example, to make you understand, some of the housewives, they have a maid servant. The maid servant comes and cleans the house. In spite of that, once the maid servant leaves the house, they again start cleaning. You must have come across some ladies like that. That is nothing but an idiosyncrasy. And usually when it rains, do we go out or we stay indoors? What do? We stay indoors. But some people, they go out. That is called idiosyncrasy, odd behavior. Have you understood? Now let us go to the question. That is the meaning of the word vagaries, ambiguities. This comes from ambiguity. Ambiguous. Ambiguous means what? Please write, it means not clear, but a better word, vague. Vague means what? Not clear. Ambiguity, vague, not clear, all the three mean the same. Openings. Openings is not Vagary is also not related to this. Ambiguity, drawbacks. So loophole means what? Drawback. Law is there, but there are certain loopholes. What does it mean? Certain drawbacks. Based on that, what is the answer? The fifth option is the answer, drawbacks. How do you find this model? Easy or difficult? How many of you have got all the 5 correct? Oh, you are there? Fine. Now let us move on. I have a problem presenting this text, so many sentences, but we'll see. This is also a tough parajumble, really tough. If you get this right, it'll be a surprise for me. But at least you can get 1 and 2, shouldn't be a problem. At least 1 you should be able to get. What is this paragraph about? Or what is the first sentence? B is the first sentence. How many of you have got B, the first sentence? That's good. That's perfect. Please make a note. B. Information technology has transformed a lot in this decade, and this metamorphosis, underline the word metamorphosis. That's an important word. Metamorphosis means what? Transformation or change. Brackets you write progressive. Usually metamorphosis, it has a positive connotation. Change, that is progressive. But there is one particular word, sometimes this change or metamorphosis, usually it is positive, progressive. Sometimes it is negative. Then what is the word? Retrogressive. What is the opposite word? Retrogressive. Please write that word. Retrogressive means going in the opposite direction. Progressive, forward direction. Retrogressive, backward. That's an important word. Is exceedingly quick. So you got the first sentence, then what is the second sentence? Here other sentences you see, our. That means what? The second sentence should be about a particular company. So which sentence talks about a particular company? A talks about we at Info Quick Tech. So what is the second sentence? A is the second sentence. After that a bit difficult. Then the third sentence is, E is the third sentence. Please make a note. First information technology, then a particular company, then about the company's services and their progress. Our search engines have been astoundingly, underline the word astoundingly, means surprisingly, amazingly, amazing, surprising a lot. Astonish, please write the word astonish. Astonishingly, astoundingly, amazingly, all these words mean the same. I don't know why you people look at the screen. Am I loud and clear? Or you want the spelling? Please write the word amazing. Write the word astonishing. Astonish, amaze, same. Surprising a lot. Astounding also means the same. Now, what is the third sentence? You got 3 sentences. What is the order? B, A, E. Then the next one, again in my opinion a little difficult. F is the fourth sentence. These improvements, I'm not convinced with this, but still, according to the passage, this is the fourth sentence. You may ask, sir, why are you not convinced? One of the reasons, these improvements, nowhere it directly talks about improvements. Nowhere in the passage you get that idea, improvements. That way I'm not convinced, but still that is the right one. F is the fourth sentence. These improvements perform a real magic in the true sense of the term to facilitate quicker access. Now what is the fifth sentence? Then he adds on, D is the fifth one. Our newer packages now perform in a far better way than our clients used to get in the past. And what is the last sentence? That is the concluding sentence. The user can now get the desired information in a fraction of a second. That is easy. Last one is rather easy. 1 and 2 are easy, but in between, not that easy. So what is the correct order? BAE, FDC. This is the correct order. I would like to know how many of you have got this one correct. Oh, you got it correct. That is amazing. You also got it right. Someone from there? Anyone? Okay. That is really appreciable. Now let us move on. Hmm. 136 to 138. This is a new model again. What is it? In each of the following questions, a statement and 5 choices are given. Select from among the choices the most logical complement. Make note of the spelling, complement. So what does it mean? Something that completes, and mark its number as your answer. So what is this sentence about? The refraction of light in a prism reveals the fact that it forms a convenient medium for spread of light. Spread of light. But you all have an idea about the prism. Based on that, what do you think? How many of you have chosen the 5th option? Ordinary white light is a mixture of many different colors of light. Has anyone selected the 5th option? That is the answer. But again, not that easy, because one, you should have the science background, and based on that you should assume, then you have to select. Not an easy job. This is easy. Cinema, no doubt, has become one of the dominant. There is an error in this sentence. Could you please tell the error? But modern English, it is right. Traditional English, what is the error in this sentence? If I have to set the paper, I may give a sentence like this, spot the errors. So tell me, what is it? When you use, please underline the phrase one of the. Whenever we use the phrase one of the noun is always in the plural form. Medium singular, media plural. So they should have written media, not medium. One of the popular media, not medium. But modern English, they use the word medium. Of communication in the contemporary world. Underline the word contemporary. Contemporary means what? Belong to the same time. Please write the meaning. Contemporary means to belong to the same time or same period. No, every time don't look at the screen. I want you to listen and write sometimes. You are so conditioned. I am dictating. People are looking at, students are looking at the screen. That is rather funny. Get used to, because my style of teaching, it goes in a flow. And I give a lot of words, I tell a lot of things. And if you are not used to running notes, taking running notes, what is this called? Listen, write, running notes. If you go to any university, no professor dictates. They use the board or they talk, and they keep on talking or they keep on writing. Students listen and write, and that is known as taking running notes. So try to get that habit. It will be easy for you. So, but when I'm dictating, don't look at the screen. Try to listen. What is that you have written? Contemporary means what? To belong to the same period. Imagine she did her engineering between 2010 and 2014, but civil engineering. And you did, someone else did, same period, but mechanical engineering. Then how do you refer these two people? How are they referred to? They were contemporaries. Or she will say, she was my contemporary. He was my contemporary. Have you understood? This is one meaning. Now write the second meaning of the word contemporary. It means current or latest. Current or latest. Generally we say contemporary issues. Means what? Latest or current issues. So this is, he talks about cinema as a medium, very powerful. And when he talks about, tries to convey the idea powerful, then anything that is powerful it crosses the barriers. It goes beyond the barriers. So what is the first option here? It carries with itself the power to transcend, underline the word transcend, the limitations of space and time. Usually any medium has limitations. What are the limitations? One is space, the territorial limitation, the other time factor. But he says cinema doesn't have those. Today if you take the films, some film taken in our country, they show in China. Or some film taken in the US, they show in our country. So there are no limits as such. So based on that, what is the answer here? The first option is the answer. You don't have to go beyond. Today I'm trying to do it a little fast. The reason being, yesterday the faculty had to wait for almost 20 minutes. I spent 1 hour and 27 minutes, a few seconds. The time given to me only 60 minutes. So now what is the question number? 138 and 140, 138 to 140. So here you see a particular sentence and a few words in bold. Then you have to select one of the options. This one, if you read meticulously, meticulous means what? Very carefully, taking care of every word, every letter. First you underline a typical automobile loan. Here is comparing two things. One is typical automobile loan. The other, what is the other one? Easy drive loan. These are the two things he is trying to talk about. But in the first one, a typical, please round off or underline the indefinite article, a typical automobile loan. He is talking for the first time, so he has used an indefinite article. But in the given text, he has used the. Can we do that? Are you guys listening? Can we use the definite article the when we talk about someone or something for the first time? That means what? This is not right, ruled out. Now you have to select an option based on the same structure, which starts with easy means what? You have to use an indefinite article. Which option has that one? Which option? Only one option. Which one is that? An easy drive loan does not require the buyer to make whatever it is. See, once you use grammar knowledge and presence of mind, it is very easy to get the answer. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. Only a few students. It depends. That's why I said it is not that easy. Under pressure, not that easy. But always keep your eyes open and try to read every sentence very carefully. One letter is enough to get the right answer. Here only one letter in my opinion. Which letter is that? The first letter of the English alphabet. Then you get the answer, very simple. Now 139. In addition to having more protein than wheat does, the protein in the rice. Here he is talking about the rice. What is the subject in this sentence? Rice is the subject. Then it should be in the first position. When it comes to this particular clause, he cannot start with a protein in rice. He has to start with a rice, which is the subject. Now which option starts with rice as the subject in the second clause? The second option, or the third option? No, second and fourth. We'll see. The answer should be one of the two. Rice has protein of higher quality than that in wheat. Rice protein is higher in quality than it is in wheat. So which one sounds better? Rice has protein of higher quality than that in wheat. That sounds better. So what is the answer? The second option is the answer. This one is easy. Those who have learned grammar, one reading, you will get this right, and no need to read the entire sentence. What is this about? Had I realized, generally what happens if you are really good at English grammar, when you start reading, you will try to read that way. Had I realized how close I was to failing, I wouldn't have taken the SBI PO exam. So this goes with senior students, this goes with which conditional sentence? I know you will say conditional, which conditional? Is it open conditional, hypothetical conditional, or past conditional? Past conditional. So past conditional, what is the rule, or what are the tenses we use? For the if clause, we use past perfect tense. For the main clause, we use would plus have plus verb, past participle. I see a lot of new faces. I would like to write the sentence. Please start with if. If I had gone there, I would have met the minister. We start the sentence with the word if. If I had gone there, which tense is this? Past perfect. Would plus have plus verb, past participle for the main clause. This is a pattern. And please make a note, this is known as past conditional. What is this called? Past conditional. But there's one more aspect related to this. What is that? When we start the sentence with the word if, are you listening? When we start the sentence with the word if, then past perfect should be in affirmative form. I had gone there. Which form is this? Affirmative. But if you drop the word if, we will not start the sentence with the word if, we will drop the word if. Then the past perfect should be in interrogative form. Then what do you get? Had I gone there. So the same way here in the given sentence, what is it? Had I realized. So please correct it. Right here, what is the correct sentence? Or which option says that? First option, had I realized. This is past perfect in interrogative form. How many of you have got this one right? This is also not quite encouraging. Those who have learned grammar, in my opinion, one reading you should get this immediately. Next second you should get this. No second thoughts about it. Fine. We still have 20 questions to do. It's a problem. I think I have to change my pace. Last year when I think Jan to June, where I came for explanation sessions, that time the questions were 30, right? Initially 30 questions, now we have 40 questions. That is the reason why I'm running out of time. What is the solution? I cannot take more than 60 minutes. The only way we can manage, you have to be very fast in writing and you have to be attentive. Now, how many of you have read this passage? Okay. Question number 141. Which of the following sectors is sluggish? Underline the word sluggish. Sluggish means what? Very slow, no growth, no movement, something like being standstill, sluggish, very slow, or no progress at all. So, which of the following sectors is sluggish in our country compared to the others? What is the answer? Agricultural sector. Option number? The passage is about that, a simple question, straight question. Choose the word which is most similar in meaning to the word elusive. First you write the meaning of the word elusive. Elusive means difficult to achieve or difficult to catch. When you say something remains elusive, means what? You are not able to get it. Now, based on that, what is the attractive? No. Enticing. Write the meaning of the word enticing. Enticing means it has a negative connotation as well. Please write. One is attracting, that is a positive word. But enticing, the negative connotation, the word for that, luring, lure, L-U-R-E, ing form, luring. That also means attractive, but a negative connotation, not a positive connotation. So, attractive, enticing, unattainable, confronting. Confront means to face something, and it is not a positive thing, usually a negative thing. Encounter. Encounter also head-on collision, usually negative, not positive. So, what is the answer based on the context as well as the typical meaning of the word elusive? The third option, unattainable. That is the answer. Something you cannot achieve. According to the passage, which of the following is an important factor behind inflation? All of you please use the hard copy. Go to page, go to that passage. The first paragraph, the fifth line, the sentence goes like this. Almost half of the average Indian household's expenditure is on food, comma, an important factor behind inflation. Clearly stated. Now what is this question? Important factor behind inflation. So it has been clearly mentioned in the passage. So what is the answer based on that? Which option? Expenditure on food by household. Explicit question, easy one. Opposite, drastically. Drastic means what? Extreme, to a great extent. Extreme or to a great extent. So what is opposite? Moderate. Not extreme, what is opposite? Moderate. Strikingly is not correct. Immensely also means extreme. Plenty, more or less the same side. Overly, same. So only one word goes with opposite, that is the fourth option, moderately, because he wants the opposite word. How is Essential Commodities Act 1955 counterproductive for the farmers? Productive, counterproductive. Counterproductive means what? Negative. It brings in a negative thing. Now please go to the last paragraph, somewhere the last 4 or 5 sentences there. You see about 2 or 3 sentences regarding this particular act. Much of the adverse impact on incentives comes from strangulating the domestic market under the Essential Commodities Act 1955. This law allows the state to restrict movement of agro products across state boundaries. This demotivates, leave the first one, free movement of goods in the entire country is regulated. Based on this, is it right or wrong? B. Are you listening? B is right or wrong? It is right, tick that one. Next, continuation. Furthermore, the law bans the storage of large quantities of any of the 90 commodities, including onions and wheat. The intention is to deter hoarding, but it has adversely affected investment in cold storages and warehouses. So what is the first option here? This demotivates investments in the cold storages and warehouses. This is right or wrong? Now, third one, what is C? This encourages hoarding of non-essential commodities. Not true. So based on that, what is the answer? Only A and B. Which option says that? Third option is the answer. But here please underline the word deter. Deter means to stop or to block, to act as a hurdle. It is not there, it is in the passage. The last sentence, the intention is to deter hoarding. Also underline the word hoarding and write the meaning. Hoarding is a noun as well as a verb. As a noun, hoarding means an advertisement board. When you go out, you see massive boards. And what is the word for that? Hoarding. British English. American English, they use the word billboard. Billboard means hoarding as a noun. Now, hoard is also a verb. What does it mean? To store something illegally. Please write that meaning. Hoard means hoarding, to store something illegally. Usually business people, they do this. It goes with, if you take the petrol bunk owners, they get the news that soon the price will go up. Then what will they do? On a particular day, the price will go up. Then they say no stock. They have the stock, but they hoard the stock. And when the right time comes, they sell. They make that extra buck or extra money. Now let us go back to the passage. What is the question number? (146). So what is opposite? exacerbated, R is silent here, exacerbated. Exacerbated, you may not know the word, it's not a regular word. It means, please write the meaning of that word, exacerbated. It means to make something worse, to make something worse. Already something is bad, bad to worse. That's what it means. Now here he wants what? Opposite. Opposite means what? Here bad to worse means already you have a problem. Someone makes your problem a bigger one. Then opposite, he tries to reduce, he tries to reduce the pain. So you have to choose a word that goes with that particular idea. And it has to be a positive word, obviously. Aggravated, to make something more. The situation has been aggravated. This is positive or negative? Negative. Annoyed, negative. Embittered, write the meaning of that word. Embittered, in the word itself you see bitter. Based on that you can guess the meaning and write the meaning. To make someone feel bitter. Embitter means to make someone feel bitter. B-I-T-T-E-R. That means what? To make someone feel bad. Then emboldened, write the meaning of that word. To give someone encouragement, or to make someone act in a bold way. To make someone act in a bold way. To encourage someone, to give confidence to someone. Alleviated. This is the answer. Please write the meaning of this word. Alleviate means to reduce. Especially, alleviate means to reduce. Reduce, especially what? Pain, problems, difficulties, all these. Reduce. There is one more word, assuage. Assuage is a synonym of alleviate. Assuage. That is also an important word. Same meaning. Reduce pain or problems. Now, based on that, what is the answer? Are you still writing? Reduce pain, problems, difficulties, and the same meaning, what is the word? Assuage. So, what is the answer opposite? Fifth option, alleviate. There is a problem with the key here, 147. Which of the following is a cause of low production in India? The key says the first option, low fertility soil. That is not the right answer. What is the question number? 147. Please take the hard copy, go to the second paragraph and the last but one sentence, not the last but one, the one before that. I will read out the sentence. Low productivity is a chronic problem because of the shrinking size of the cultivated plots. But here what does he say? Low fertility soil. That is not the answer. The key says the first option, but do you think the first option is the answer? No. Based on that, what is the answer? The fifth option, none of the above. That is the answer. (148). What has been suggested by the author for reforming agriculture? All these have been suggested. So based on that, what is the answer? All of the above, fourth option. This one also there is a problem with the key. Similar in meaning. First you should know the meaning of the word strangulate. Write the meaning of the word strangulate. Strangulate means to press someone's neck. To press someone's neck with the intention of killing. You press someone's neck with the intention of killing. That's why we say strangulated to death. He tried to strangulate her. This is how we use the word. Strangulate So when you press someone's neck, what happens? Obviously the person dies, but basically what happens here? Block. They cannot breathe, they get suffocated. So based on that, what is the answer here? Blocking, regulating, planning, passing, breathing. The key says breathing, definitely not the right word. The first answer, blocking. The first option is the answer. Which of the following is a matter of annoyance for farmers in northern India? This also clearly mentioned in the passage. Please go to the second paragraph, the very first sentence. Continuation of that. Of late, the woes of the farmer have exacerbated, whatever it is, untimely rain damaged winter crops in northern India. Clearly mentioned. Untimely rains damaged winter crops in northern India. Which option says that? The third option. Much damage caused due to unseasonal rainfall. Does it mean the same? Yes or no? So what is the answer based on that? The third option is the answer. So already 3. Jeevan. Very short passage, but I will ask you try to answer. We will not see the options. This is based on common sense. Forget the options. The idea of the documentary was, whenever you think of a particular idea or a project, what is the word you use? Conceive. The project has been conceived by someone. The idea has been conceived by someone. Conceive has 2 different meanings. In this context, conceive means what? To think of a particular project or to think of a particular thing. So which option says that? Second option. The idea of the documentary was conceived by Anubhav in the year 2007 while he was attending. I don't know the option numbers, please. I think first option, attending. While he was attending to his undergraduate course, not in, here the third option, at the Western International University, New Delhi. At, hope you are writing carefully. First one is what? Conceived. Second, attending. Third, at. Next, as a possible entry. Which option says that? Second option, as a possible entry for an annual inter-university competition. After that, 155, for competition for who? For SIFE, Students in Free Enterprise. Have you entered the words? Then what is the next word? But his institution rejected. You have to use the word but, a contrasting idea. But his institute rejected his proposal. Second option, proposal on account of non-feasibility. Feasible means what? Possible. Opposite, non-feasibility or not feasible. Since then, the next sentence should start with, since then. They should have used present perfect, but they have used present tense. Since then, he is independently working on this documentary and has already interviewed, fourth option, already interviewed famous personalities from all walks of life. That's a standard expression. I have trained people from all walks of life. All walks of life. An easy one, this one. I'm glad I could complete 3:05. So overall, how do you find this paper? Easy or difficult? I would like to know how many of you have got 30 plus? 35 plus? No. 33? Okay. That's really appreciable. Very good. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much.